Today it's my pleasure to discuss with you Dr. Jairam Bhanamala, founder of Science Plus Spirituality, on an important topic of our life. Today's topic is how to deal with problems. We have too many problems today. I'm not talking about the problems from physical dimensions, but the problems from relationship.
Yes.
We have relationship at home, we have problem with our neighbors, we have problem relationship with our boss. How to deal with such a problems?
That's a very important question, Basuji. Even the problems are there in the family itself, am I right? So fundamentally, when we are light in the house, then we can be light in the community and the light for eternity. Because what you do in the light of love will last. Everything else will not last. But what is done in love will last. So when there is a relational problem, whether home or work or in the community or between the nations, between the big mega companies also they fight. So there are a lot of relational problems that diminishes the joy in the life. So understanding why the problems comes and how to deal with the relational problems, we can improve the quality of life for all of us. And this aspect is not taught in the schools. And they learn all about the science and technology when they don't have the deeper understanding of relational problem and how to solve them, how to develop the greater and stronger relationship with another human beings, then even with the real good technology, people are going to bring relational problems to every setting. So now the question is, why do we get into relational problems to start with? When we think about that deeply, let's say you are thankful for that other person. It's very difficult to fight with somebody whom you are thankful about. If we don't have thankfulness, that is when we become nitpicky about their lifestyle or what they did. All of other problems will come when we lack thankfulness for another human being. Every human being is phenomenally unique and wonderful. Every human being, when you are sitting there are around 40 trillion cells. They have to work together relationally so that you can talk to me, ask that question.
Yeah, so here, our parents,
Yeah.
we have thankfulness to our parents
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
But they're the ones, they're very close to us.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go in argument with them.
Yes.
Will that perceived as bad relationship?
Actually, that is an excellent point you are making. Whenever the substratum, the foundation is thankfulness for each other, that is the place where it is called positive conflict can happen. If you are thankful, then you need to have positive conflict. If not, we don't come up with the greater and better ideas. Mostly we avoid the conflict because we are fearful. When we avoid the conflict out of lack of thankfulness and fear, that is when we become like two metals sitting next to each other. When the trouble comes, both of them will break. But if they become one with the positive conflict, that is when the trouble comes, both of them can together because they have gone through the heat and everything together with the trust, with the thankfulness. Now they can survive that struggle, whatever the trouble that may come in life, we can face it together. That only comes when that positive conflict brings people together. But for that positive conflict to happen at home or workplace and anywhere where the synergy can happen, that synergy can happen when there is a positive conflict, heat of positive conflict, bring these two people as an alloy together, much stronger than individual. That is the spiritual strength that comes when there is a love, when we choose love instead of fear.
This is important, the fear and love.
Yeah.
This is the two things we have to remove fear from our life
Yeah.
so that we can have love.
Yes.
But it's difficult.
Yes.
You know, when we are thinking ourselves, we always think, why is there fear? But when that tufan, difficult time comes, we forget all about this.
Because that's where what happens is, when you said we forget about this knowledge of choosing fear, that's why it takes a discipline to choose the love, not the fear. So the discipline happens every day when you wake up, a discipline to be in the moment, early morning, first in the morning. You remind yourself and condition your body and your mind and your spirit that I'm going to choose today love, not the fear. It doesn't mean that we don't move into the fear, but because you thought about it proactively, now when you are deviating, you are aware. If you don't think proactively early in the morning, first in the morning, relationships are the most important thing in life. And relationships are the one that makes me to have the deepest satisfaction in life. And for relationship, love is most important ingredient. Relationship cannot be built with fear. Relationships are built with love. So I need to have love. Then I cover the multitude of sins or mistakes of other people around me with this love, so that I can connect with them. Because people are going to be flawed people. We are also flawed people. We have to cover each other's mistakes, not point finger at each other's mistakes. If you don't have love, you cannot cover. In fear, we only point, we blame, we complain, we grumble and argue.
Right. So you have given, you told discipline.
Yes.
Right. In the past, you have given examples how we can have a relationship, loving relationship with our Creator.
Yes.
So that we can learn from there and practice that in our life.
Yeah.
Can you discuss that?
Actually, the love is our Creator, or the one from whom we borrow our existence. You are here and you are self-aware. You borrowed your existence, and I borrowed my existence, my breath, from that eternal living breath that we call God. And God is love. When we do something wrong, or when we take something, we steal, our hand doesn't fall off immediately. His love is patience. And when you see God, we learn how patient He is, how good He is. So when we gaze at our Creator and the glance at the world, then from the Creator, you receive that love and comfort, because He accepts you and He loves you as you are. He sees you as a child. So what happens? As a sons and daughters, we have so much freedom to go to God in confident and bold way and say, Dad, today can you help me to be like you? Can you support me? Can you come with me today, so that I can say, if God is for me, who can be against me, and walk in the path of love and live a life that is full of love. And in that, our life become fulfilling and joyful, because we have relational bridges. That love of God helps us to cover other people's mistakes, and then look at what they can become, not who they are and try to blame them, but what they can become. And there also trust in God comes, that He never makes any junk. So if there is a human being, 40 trillion cells coordinating and working, and there are gut bacteria in the gut, there are also 40 trillion. There's life inside the life. And then you are also influenced by so many environmental factors. You are a complex human being. Human beings are very complex. And that complex one who made that complex being, and a being who is self-aware, is a very wise. That wise being doesn't make junk. So that's why we can say, okay, there is a flaws, but I ask God to give me the strength to cover that mistake and bring them to where they need to go. So if we don't have any agenda of loving that person, then the people will respond in the right way. But if we go with an agenda, we have our own agenda, not their best, but our best, that is when they don't listen to us. So the freedom comes in relational freedom, relational ability to connect with people come when we reduce and let the Spirit of God's love increase. So I must reduce and He must increase. And in that, there is a freedom to give what you are receiving from God, that love, to other people generously. In that, we come alive as a humanity.
This is very important that you mentioned we must reduce and He must increase. He means you're referring to our Creator.
Yes.
Our Parampita.
Yes.
Right? But it's easy to listen.
Yes.
And discipline, you also mentioned discipline.
Yes.
What you would like to say to the audience who is listening this?
Yes.
What are the rules that they can follow so that they can become more disciplined? And they can think that we must decrease and He must increase every day, every moment.
Excellent point. As I said in the beginning, if we recognize that, let's say, morning you wake up, and you know in the morning that everything you are going to do today is going to be useless, then why you want to do it? Am I right? If you already know that everything you are going to do today is useless, why you want to go and work with the gusto and create more problems for people? Same way, everything that is not done in love is useless. So what is done in love, when we have a beginning, birthday, and expiry date. In between, we have some time. During this time, whatever is done in love will last. If we don't do it in love, it is not going to last. When people realize that and develop thankfulness for life and realization that only one training on this earth for each human being is to become that loving being that our Parampita is, our Creator is. That is the only training that we have. If we are not in the path of love, then we are getting trouble for ourselves and creating trouble for other people. When we realize that one, then we stay on the path.
Excellent. It was a good clarity for us and for those who will be listening this. And thank you very much for your time today, coming to the studio of Science Plus Spirituality and sharing your valuable time with us to bring the clarity.
Well, most welcome, Dr. Basuji.